How's it going, everybody? In today's video, I wanted to go over my best, the best picks from the second day of the 2024 NFL Draft. These are second rounders and third rounders. Let's just get right into this video. Starting off with Lad McConkey, who I immediately gave an A to once I saw this pick for the Chargers. So a lot of people with the Chargers, they really wanted the Chargers to go Malik Neighbors in the first round, and they wanted to get a weapon. Bowers, Neighbors, Odunze, could have been whatever. They decided to go with Joel in the first round. And now with this pick, the 34th pick, they went ahead and got Lad McConkey. I like Lad McConkey I had a first round grade on him, 6.40. The negative thing you really immediately look at with Lad McConkey is his production. He only had 30 catches and 478 yards and 2 touchdowns in 9 games of play at Georgia, as well as his career high was only in the 700s. But what the film really shows you is this dude has elite, quick area movement and explosiveness in that area. Really good route runner as well. Good feel for zone coverage and where to really hit the weak spots there, as well as his ankle flexibility. And I mean, very good route runner, very good foot quickness as well. So for the Chargers, you replace Keenan Allen, who is your traditional route runner. You replace him with another route runner, so you can, this is a first round talent. You're giving Justin Herbert some help, some really much needed help. With Lad McConkey, I didn't immediately expect him to go in the first round, but a guy that I thought was a definite first rounder was Jer'Zhan Newton. I'm very surprised that he slipped to the second round. And looking where he was drafted at the Commanders, dude, the Falcons traded up for Rook Horo, and they skipped on Jer'Zhan Newton. Listen, I really, really like Jer'Zhan Newton. 6'1", 304 pounds, 84 run defense grade, or 84 pass rush grade, 7.5 sacks, 43 pressures, and a 15% pass rush win rate. Really, really good use of hands at the point of attack. Explosive off of the line of scrimmage. Good utilizes a pass rush plan and a ton of pass rush moves, as well as he was just dominant in the run game as a pass rusher in the Big Ten. Really, really, really good defensive tackle. And then for the Commanders, you're combining that with Daron Payne. Yeah, I mean, they're gonna have a really, really good defensive, or a really good B gap, even if it's a rotation. However, and I'm just gonna give this pick. This is an easy A+. Another one of my favorite picks here was Kool-Aid McKinstry going to the Saints. Kool-Aid was, in my opinion, a top 20 guy. I'm pretty sure I had him at 19 on my top 50. As well as he was my third best cornerback in this draft. When I was watching Terrion Arnold, the one who was really locking it down in man coverage on the other side of him was always Kool-Aid McKinstry. Rarely targeted, and when he was targeted, it wasn't the greatest result all the time. A lot of forced incompletions, but pulling up his stats, we can see an 87 coverage grade, 10 forced incompletions, a 7.3 passer rating allowed. Last year in 2022, my biggest concern of him was he was a little light for the position. He bulked up a ton over the offseason. Yes, he did lose a little bit of speed, ran a 4.47 at the combine. However, one of the best press and man feels in this class. He's got the size and good athleticism, and good at forcing balls out as well. So really like this pick, as well as you have Lattimore on one side, and then you now have Kool-Aid McKinstry on the other side. You could really run a nice man coverage scheme with those two as your primary man corners. And my number one interior offensive lineman in this class goes to 44 with the Raiders. The Raiders have absolutely killed this draft, man. You had Brock Bowers and Jax Powers-Johnson. JBJ was my 20th player on my big board. He's huge, 6'3", 328 pounds. That is, I think that will be the heaviest center in the league next year. He won the Remington. He had 0 sacks last year, only 1 pressure, and a 99% pass blocking efficiency. Very powerful guy. Mauler, a mean blocker, really. 90 blocking grade, 80, or a 90 pass blocking grade, 85 run blocking grade. Incredible use of leverage. I did my film review on Jax Powers-Johnson. I thought that he was a shoo-in for the first, at least to either the Buccaneers or the Miami Dolphins, and he goes this far to the Raiders. Great pick. I think they're really gonna love him at center here. And then for the Colts, who have had another really good draft, because you had Leia Tulu in the first round, and now you got Adonai Mitchell. Adonai Mitchell is just, I think he can be a potential X at the NFL level. I had him as my 4th wide receiver in this class, and I mean, very, very good route runner, has a really good start and stop, very smooth receiver, has a high vertical so he can catch fade routes, overall, a really, really, really solid receiver that I think has a lot of potential, as well as he is a good deep threat. He ran a 4.34 at the combine too, and he had like a 9.9 relative athletic score, and that's very positive. But I understand why he fell to then more than people expected. It's because he has kind of the the diva moniker that's really been coming out of the draft season. But really, really good pick by the Colts here. And then, man, was I really excited when the Seattle Seahawks made the selection, and it was Christian Haynes. I really thought their biggest need during the draft process was going to be guard. You lose Damian Lewis over the offseason as well, and Christian Haynes can fit right in immediately at right guard. This is an immediate starter in the 3rd round and in the 80s, as well as Christian Haynes is my best true guard in this class. 82 pass blocking grade, 80 run blocking grade, 1 sack allowed, 10 pressures, 9.10 RAS. Really, really, really strong player, and creates a lot of knockback with his hands. He also fits this scheme. I don't know exactly what it's going to look like with Mac McDonald, but I assume they're going to run the ball, and Christian Haynes can really fit into their scheme. I really love this pick. I'm going to give this an A+. This pick was really off of the vibes because I just found myself really liking this pick from Blake Corum going to the Los Angeles Rams. This is a team that does not have a running back really right now, a starting top-tier running back, and Blake Corum was, in my opinion, Michigan's probably their best player outside of Will Johnson, but he was their best offensive player. He created 27 touchdowns, really, really, really good short area quickness and lateral quickness and cutting ability. Also, he had 1,245 rushing yards on 256 carries, 4.8 yards per carry, 4.53 40 time, and was second in the 3-cone. Again, that shows his lateral quickness. Very quick accelerator as well. And man, he was such a fun watch at Michigan, and I would like that it's for the Rams specifically because I've been really mocking them with running backs later in the draft. And then I've got Roman Wilson, another Michigan player coming in here for the Steelers. Another very good pick. Roman Wilson I had as a late 2nd round grade. I thought he was a shoo-in really for the 2nd round, and he fell a lot farther than I thought. 5'10", 185 pounds, and he had 48 receptions, which is a low number, especially relative to the rest of the guys in this class. 789 receiving yards, but 12 touchdowns. And he was really J.J. McCarthy's main target this year. Excellent route runner. And has really quick feet as well. Similar thing with McConkey, where they can just really start and stop quickly and hit the route hard, and has some good speed as well. Ran a 4.39 at the combine and can consistently run past guys down the seam. So really like Roman Wilson here, and especially for the Steelers that you lost Deontay Johnson. He can really fit in there as their wide receiver 2 and their short area guy. And then the last pick that I wanted to do for this game was Payton Wilson. Really shockingly going so much lower than I thought he would. Payton Wilson going to the Steelers. We've got 2 Steelers players going here today. All right, so let's look at the reason why Payton Wilson fell. The reason why he fell was because he is 24 years old and has a really long history of injuries. Season-ending shoulder injury, an ACL, but then when you look at the positives, man, I thought Payton Wilson was easily worth like a 2nd or a 3rd round, an early 2nd or late 2nd round minimum. 6'4", 233 pounds, 89 defensive grade, 138 tackles, but 6 sacks, 3 interceptions, a 44 passer rating allowed. And I mean, freak athlete, by the way. This dude is a absolute freak athlete. He ran a 4.43 at the combine. On tape, dude, he runs wide receivers down. He tracks them down. Absolutely carried that NC State defense. He won the Benerick Award, which is the best defensive player in college football. Absolute A+ here for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, this was just a great pick, and as well as for the value, Payton Wilson was my 30th best player on the board. So great pick to the Steelers. But that's going to do it for this video. Make sure you guys leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know some of the other best picks of day 2 of the 2024 NFL Draft, and I'll see you guys in the next video.